Alright, I do believe I'm all set to go. Just need to do the audio thing. Everything does check out. And that means we can get back to business, as it were. So, we are back here. But of course, this is now the time between when Hermes screwed us all over and before the final days, of course. But, of course, we now know that we have to do more stuff in Garlemald because we climaxed last night with the story there. But tonight, we're going to do some more cleanup of side quests here in Elpis, get the content that's left, and then we're heading off back to Limsa for the final quest of the Melee DPS series job quests here in Endwalker. So I have Rika all set to go for leveling up with an alternate job for her dancer, because yeah, I'll ultimately need to get the content for that taken care of as well. And there's a lot of things to do, and I think I will make it a point to focus the 2 blue quests so we can get the Aether Currents faster. Yeah, what do you say we go ahead and get things underway so that we can check off the rest of these quests too. So, let's begin tonight by speaking with Myra, and we'll take on her quest entitled An Expected Guest. Myra appears to be mildly perturbed. Well, this is a pickle. Whatever am I to... Hello there. Please tell me you're here to deliver a message from Cleon. You are familiar, yes? Well, actually. Azim's familiar. Oh, and I do like the name Rika. I like it too. But if you belong to Azim, then what has become of our visitor from Amarat? He's meant to arrive some time ago. It's not Emmett Selk, is it? Our wildlife subjects are accustomed to the presence of long-term observers, but when someone from outside of Elpis comes to visit, the reactions can be somewhat unpredictable and occasionally violent. Would you be so kind as to track down Cleon and see that no harm has befallen him? Visitors don't wear masks, so he should be easy to spot. And if you do happen to find him in the process of being mauled, you have my permission to terminate the offending subject. Safety first. Noted. How far are we talking about? Well, not that far. Yeah, I can work with that. So, let's go and find Mr. Cleon. Across the bridge. We'll get you after I deal with Cleon and Myra's series of quests. Where's our man? Looks like he's wandered off the beaten path. I want to make sure we don't cross paths with any minotaurs. Well, in this case, there's no choice. That's also some of my chocobo to help out. And throw it down. Hey, ugly. Yeah, take me on instead. Yeah, we'll show you how it's done. Also, I should partner with my chocobo. That would be a good idea. Yeah, let's get this thing out of this place. He's down. Hello there, Mr. Cleon. Thank you for taking the initiative. I wasn't sure about the etiquette of destroying a creature under observation. We had permission. I am Cleon, recently arrived from Amarat. I assume Myra sent you to fetch me? Indeed she has. I see. Well, we best not keep her waiting any longer. Fear not, I will avoid upsetting any more of the local inhabitants. Make sure that you do. And just like that, one quest done. Make our way back to Yogurt Land. Yeah. You had to name it Oikos, didn't you? Yeah, you had to name it Oikos. Alright, back to Myra. And she'll be right over here, and now Cleon is with her as well. So let's get to know these two a little better.
Rika, thank you for seeing this to the safety of our guests.
Indeed, my hesitancy to act would have ended poorly had your messenger not been there to shield me.
And I'm certainly glad that she was. Now, shall we proceed to the business of the day? And I believe you had some concerns regarding your personal creations.
Yes, as embarrassing as it is to admit, I was worried that the concepts I registered with the Bureau of the Architect may not be fit for release into the wild. Oh, so you're up and a comer?
Oh, you needn't feel embarrassed. You wouldn't be the first visitor we've had who's expressed difficulty in helping their children leave the nest. We can nick on them right now if you like.
I should like that very much, but I do have one request. And what's that? When you swooped in to rescue me from that beast, I was treated to an impressive display of battle prowess. An entity with your strength and instinct would be the perfect candidate for evaluating the worth of my modest creations. I insist that you join us. Yeah, like, do I feel honored?
What a fascinating notion. Yes, I quite agree with your assessments.
Then we'll all go together, whenever you are ready, Rika. Alright then. Well, I certainly got roped into something, so we'll take our experience, 855 gil, and another Aether Currents. So yeah, we get to be a test subject for a while. So let's go ahead and speak with Cleon again, to take on our next quest entitled A Better Batrachoy. I guess we'll find out what that is soon enough. Cleon looks at you expectantly. Thank you for agreeing to accompany us, Rika. Shall we?
We shall. Certainly. Now, what was the name of your creation again?
The Batrachoy, a delightfully roly-poly pudding of a thing. Oh, is that so?
Ah, yes. The one over at Rumination's Rumble. My brother Arceus is in charge of tending to it. Right this way, if you please.
Alright. Be on your way, and I shall join you there. And go. So, basically going back over to... yeah, just east of the city. Just east of the area. Looks like we need to run up the river a bit. And it looks like our thing is right up here. Yeah, when you said pudding, I was actually expecting a slime. One of the big ugly faced slimes from Final Fantasy IV lore, but no, it's a frog. You must be Rika. Myra has told me so much about you, in an impressively short span of time. As you have likely already deduced, I am a brother Arceus.
And you are Cleon, yes? The architect of this Batrachoy, as you call them?
Oh no, that's still Arceus. And you are Cleon, yes? The architect of this Batrachoy, as you call them? Yes, I am. You think they're ready for release? I would so love to see their endearing rotund forms bouncing around free in the wild. I wouldn't. I've completed my report for the main evaluation criteria. The final decision will be made after a committee discusses results, but based upon my personal observations, no, they are not ready. No? And might I ask why? Rika, would you be so kind as to give this Batrachoy a solid poke? The creature's lack of familiarity with you will help prove my point. Yeah, poke the sleeping bear. Yeah, let's poke the sleeping bear. So as we do so... he is giving me quite the stare. I guess we're waiting for him to do something? I'm surprised he isn't attacking me yet. I'm surprised we're actually in a cutscene at all. You see, no response to external stimuli. The creature is far too placid. What was the concept behind the Batrachoy? A defender of water sources? Yeah, this might be a frog I actually like. In its current incarnation, it has neither the instincts nor the means to defend itself, much less fend off entities intent upon fouling the waterways. I cannot, in good conscience, certify a subject so poorly equipped to carry out its intended purpose. In fact, I suggest you redesign your concept entirely. Ouch.
Thank you for your candor. And I was so invested in this darling ball of podgy flesh. Such a pity. Rika, as Asim's familiar, you must have seen your fair share of the world and its inhabitants. Without altering its physical form, what do you think the Botcher could do to become a more effective guardian?
Yeah, let's think this over. It could use its tongue to grapple opponents, it could secrete an immobilized slime, or it could use its weight to knock things flying. Yeah, in other words, stuff that the frogs already do in battle in the game already. But apparently, no such concepts exist here in Elpis, so we gotta suggest one. Yeah, I know what it can do. Probably does that better than anything else.
Brilliant! What an innovative mind you have, Rika!
Yes, that may suffice. The introduction of an effective offensive measure could very well tip the scales towards a favorable judgment.
Truly, then I shall modify my concept at once.
May I bind this one and take him home with me? Once I've finished making the necessary judgments, I'll submit my request for observation and evaluation. Of course, you are free to do as you wish. I will make a note of it in my logs. Alright, time to take the froggy home. It seems like the winds have picked up around here. And the quest just ends right at this spot.
Thank you for your creative assistance, Rika.
I knew bringing you along would be a good idea. Why, I almost wish I could have you as my own familiar. It's a shame Azim hasn't published your concept for the world to see. Oh, she has. But seeing as you're here now, would you mind lending me your talents a while longer? There is one other creation of mine that I feel may benefit from your unique perspective. Alright, so I'll take our experience in 935 gil in the meantime. Then proceed to speak with Cleon again for the next quest entitled Meekly Majestic. Cleon hopes to retain your company a little while longer. You've chosen to stay then. Wonderful. I realize we've only just met, but I feel such a bond with you, Rika. Not that kind of a bond, right? I'm already taken. There is one more concept I need to finalize, and I can think of no other entity I would rather have at my side during these ever so worrisome evaluations. You have my IO somewhere nearby, don't you, Alkios? Yes, Mara keeps that one under her watchful eye, but I know the spot where it usually roams. Come along, we need to cross the stream here. Alright, lead the way! They say cross the stream, so I will cross it. Alright, we want to stay clear of the Minotaurs! And I do mean steer clear. Thankfully, the three of them are on a safer spot right now. Alright, Alkios. How odd. This is where it usually spends the greater part of its days. What are we looking at?
Yes, she never strays far from this spot. Perhaps the scent of unfamiliar visitors has made her wary? Let's split up and try and find her. Her being a shaggy, four-legged beast with rather majestic horns.
Alright. A shaggy beast with horns, huh? Let's see this EO. Or is it IO? I don't know. Maybe someone, when the stream is over and this is posted on YouTube, can tell me. Yeah, don't want to deal with them creepy antelope. Especially as we're literally approaching one. Also, this does not look shaggy, this looks scary. Yeah, that's not my definition of shaggy. Hello there. You find a shaggy four-legged beast, and the horns really are majestic. This must be the EO. Ah, there she is, the naughty thing. Nicely tracked, Rika. Glad I could help.
Hello, my lovely. Come to Myra now.
Or is he just like the frog? Yeah, I guess his creations just like to chill out.
Well, would you look at that? I think she's taken a liking to you, Rika.
Well, that is cool and all. And I see that Cleon has a liking for stout and stocky designs. Yes, the heftier the better. The Io is one of my favorites. Or EO or whatever. Round and robust and bristling with spiky protrusions. A truly powerful beast. I envisioned her dominating any habitat she entered. What do you think? She's certainly an imposing specimen. Its physical strength is readily apparent, yes, but more than muscle is needed to dominate a territory. The creature's field of vision is obscured by that mass of wiry hair and curling horns, preventing effective use of its natural weaponry. In the wild, being unable to hunt or catch prey in a consistent manner culminates in a slow death by starvation. It is our recommendation that you redesign the IO as a grass grazer and resubmit the concept as a candidate for livestock. Livestock? I guess that won't do. Unsurprisingly, the IO here is susceptible to nutritional deficiencies, and we must administer regular ethereal supplements. As you appear to have gained its trust, would you mind doing the honors? With what? You needn't convince it to eat anything. Simply splash the creature with this solution. Okay. I'll take that off your hands. So yeah, let's go ahead and throw this supplement at it. Not to be administered orally, huh? The ethereal supplement is absorbed in the Io's body. Mission accomplished. But what about you, Cleon? Thank you for tending to my creation, Rika. My Io would likely thrive as a livestock animal, but I did so dearly want her to become an apex predator. Which is then then followed by the question, why? Oh, maybe there's still hope. You have an eye for these things. Could you offer any more of your insightful suggestions? Maybe after this quest completes with our experience in 935 gil. And so, let's go ahead and speak with Cleon again to take on our next quest entitled Unleash the Beasts. Had to do that, couldn't resist. Cleon once more fixes you with an expectant gaze. Please, Rika, I have need of your worldly experience. My Io is my darling hulking Io. She was meant for more than grazing in the fields. We look her over and tell me what must be done. How can I transform her from potential livestock to apex predator? Jeez, you're asking a lot, man. Yeah, let's have a once-over. I guess we have to look at specific parts of the body. Let's give this some thought. What can we do? Gotta mull this over. Upon close inspection, you can't shake the feeling that you've fought similar beasts before. But I haven't seen anything like this. Such magnificent horns, rendered all but useless by the creature's poor field of vision. So what are we about to do? Gotta look at its feet, I guess. The Io's monstrous claws seem capable of tearing a man from limb to limb. I'll go, I guess, check out the backside. Hopefully not too much of a backside. Yeah, look at the tail. Even with the Io's limited vision, one swing of its muscular tail would be enough to shatter bones. But for true dominance, the beast will need something more. Something overwhelming. Probably a roar? Let's go ahead and tell Cleon. What say you? How can we enhance the deadliness of my creation? Oh no, we're not using Meteor. Cut back on the horns of the hair and let those fangs and claws into play. Yeah, screw the Meteor thing. Yes, deceptively simple but devastatingly effective. I can already picture it. Ulkos, Myra, will you permit me to implement some new ideas? Rika has given me much to think about. Strictly speaking, any significant adjustments should be authorized by the Bureau of the Architect, but I think we can allow some temporary modifications for the purposes of experimentation. That sounds more than fair, thank you. If you could spare me a few more moments, I shall take my creation and return with a new improved EO. And I just don't seem to content to pronounce it either way. So away they go. So you're gonna give me some insight on... well, not yet. I was thinking, are you gonna give me some insight on your brother there, Myra? So I guess we gotta just chill out for a while. And so, chill out, and then, before long, let's see our man on the scene.
Cleon has been gone for more than a few moments. How extensive could these changes of his possibly be?
We'll find out soon enough, I guess. It is done! Well, what have you done? You created Behemoth. Yeah. Now that's an apex predator. Dear God. You went above and beyond, man. Yeah. Cleon, well, you've certainly been busy, haven't you? Rika's advice began the process, and then it became difficult to stop. After pruning back the horns and hair, I reinforced the talons, then moved on to Arcane ability. She can now cast Meteor as well as Caritas. Surely now my eye stands at the pinnacle of predators. In all my time as an observer, I've seen many a creation, but this concept ranks in the highest echelons. The strength inherent in your IO is more than sufficient to ensure its domination. Wonderful! Then I shall submit my refinements to the Bureau at once. But I think perhaps this new incarnation requires a new name. Because our IO ain't gonna cut it. And I know just the familiar to bestow it. Rika, have you a fitting title for this glorious creature? What are we gonna say? Queen Behemoth, huh? Yeah, let's go with option 1. Ah, perfect! So it shall be known, at least for now. I still need to submit the official registration. And now the time has come for me to return to Amarant. I've decided that my next creation will be more of a companion, a pet if you will, suitable for the amusement of children and very clever familiars. That's quite a contrast. Thank you all again for this most productive visit. I hope I might impose upon you again soon.
We always enjoy hosting visitors with such enthusiasm for the work.
Yes, and we very much look forward to observing your future concepts. Yeah, take your new pride and joy and get on out of here.
Well, brother, Rika, shall we head back to Port and Oikos?
Yeah, I'm ready for more yogurt. How about you two? Yeah, this is one of those chain quested scenes where you don't get any fancy food options at the end. I guess their style of cuisine is not yet known to everyone, so we gotta just be content with what we're about to get. Alright, let's head on back. Yeah, not much in terms of combat was needed here. Let's head on back to these two. Hi there, Myra.
What a wonderful help you were with our visitor, Rika. Even for a familiar of Azem, I cannot help but be impressed by your intelligence and unique sense of creativity.
I wholeheartedly agree. Your intervention salvaged some promising but unfortunately flawed creations. You have our gratitude for providing us with such a fascinating experience.
Oh, Arceus, must he always be so formal? Although he has trouble expressing it, I assure you, my brother is absolutely giddy with joy.
Like, we don't need to put it like that.
Thank you again, Rika. While I'm sure your duties as a familiar keep you occupied, we would very much welcome another chance to share your company.
Yeah, I imagine it's coming somewhere down the line. So we'll take your experience and 935 gil for completing this chain. Oh, we're not done yet. Well then, let's see what else is going on with Myra. So yeah, this is a continuation quest now. So, let's go ahead and take on Myra's next quest entitled Methods of Mourning. Myra and her brother Alkios look set to leave on an errand of some kind.
Tell me, Rika, have you seen much of Anagnosis?
I have, yes. Quite a bit, actually. Maybe too much.
Oh, so you've met Overseer Socles then. He sent my brother a request for aid, and we were just on our way to render our assistance.
You're welcome to come along if you like. You may be interested to witness the duty which lies ahead. Come along, we must keep the Overseer waiting. And I'll see the two of you there. He's like, shouldn't you be moving along? Yeah, shouldn't you be invoking your inner All-American rejects? Alright. Let's be off. Alright, so the gang's all here, including Charmian, our guide. So let's go ahead and speak with Socles now. Alkios, Myra, and Rika as well. Welcome, welcome, all of you. A summons from you can only mean one thing. There has been an incident? Yes, the Lycions went into a frenzy, and more than a few of our observational projects were prematurely ended. We began the sending rites, of course, but the task is burdensome for so few. Thus, did I hope to secure your particular expertise.
Oh, you wouldn't be aware of the practice, would you, Rika? Here in Elpis, we expedite the ethereal dissipation of the deceased by employing time magics.
Yeah, we got to see some of those firsthand.
The decay of the corporeal remains is accelerated and absorbed back into the ground upon which we stand. As you may have guessed, the manipulation of time is Alkios' specialty. Whenever some unexpected event results in the mass loss of creations, it is him to whom they turn.
That we do. Nevertheless, I do regret tearing you away from your important work. We prepared a site to the southwest, so if you'll follow me, we can put this unpleasant business behind us in short order. Alright. And so away goes our crew. And so shall we. Going southwest. So hiding over there in the corner. Don't want to have to get gored by a unicorn. Yeah, at least there are enough sufficient docile enemies to keep me company in the Petaludas, but of course, not everything can be a Petaluda. Alright, looks like we've found what we're looking for. Quite a few corpses of animals. Socles? This is them, the Ocupetes which fell victim to the Lycons.
They were still being evaluated, yes? The poor things, they barely had a chance to fulfill their design.
Their flesh and bones will return to the land. We will ensure that their existence was not in vain.
Seeing life taken mid-purpose can be distressing. Have you witnessed such events before, Rika?
Oh yeah.
Tell me, how do you express yourself at these times?
With an offering of lilies, although they've obviously never heard of Nemea lilies, or by making a crave or a cairn for the deceased. This is Rika. We should be offering flowers.
Nemea lilies? A beautiful name for a flower, but not one I've heard of. I wonder if it was recently registered. And you offer these lilies to the fallen? Interesting. We do have a custom of gifting flowers to those we love and admire, so I suppose this is not so different. Perhaps I can prepare some blooms to take the place of the ones you mentioned. Come with me, Rika. You can help me gather something suitable.
Okay. Let's be on our way. So ride the line and get to where we need to go. You don't need to worry about the Petaluda. So it looks like Myra is taking up residence here.
Here, I've made some flowers of our own. Even those fashioned directly in the ether tended to sprout with more life and color when you grow them in the soil. Pick yourself a handful, and we'll take them back to the Overseer.
Alright. Where exactly was the spot we're looking for? We have a few of these. Krinos. And we need to get 3 bunches of them. And one over here. Alright, back to Sockles. Alright, up we go. Just so that we can stay as far away as possible from anything feral. Alright, we're back. Myra's creations were acceptable, I trust. They were indeed. Here you go. And so, flowers are offered for each of the corpses.
My apologies. I may have gotten a little carried away with the flowers.
Not at all, Myra. Your effort is much appreciated. Alkius, if you'd be so kind. And so, channeling all of his energy to do what he has to be done. Vessels within which life once flowed, cheated of purpose, stilled and cold. Up to the land you now return, the fuel upon which new life shall burn. Whoa. All of a sudden, an upbringing of petals all over the place. Yeah, we don't actually get to see them disappear, though. Yeah, maybe I should have worn my robe for this one. But I've already stored it away now.
That was a beautiful service. I'd like to think it brought some joy to their departed souls, as much as one feels when receiving a thoughtful gift. Yes, the flowers are the perfect solution. How fortunate we are to have this knowledgeable familiar in our midst.
We must return and commit this event to parchment while it remains fresh in our minds. A potential shift in our traditions is a historical moment worth recording. Oh, that's rather nice. Thank you again, Alkius. We are ever grateful for your calming presence. And thanks to you, Myra and Rika, for not only attending, but also elevating the proceedings. Yeah, glad we could be aboard.
Yes, you've contributed more than enough. Allow us to take care of the tedious administrative details. We hope to see you again soon, Rika.
Yeah, good luck to you there, Charmion. And as for you two, it is time we head back ourselves, dear sister.
As you say, please, Rika, join us back in Port and Oikos.
Alright, back to Yogurt Land. I gotta make that into the title of an episode at some point. And to think this is only just the beginning of the evening. Back over to Myra and Alkios.
What a fortuitous turn of events at your presence when we received the summons to Anagnosis. As time marches on, we encounter fewer and fewer of these truly new experiences.
Maybe that's what caused you to ultimately go insane?
Yet ever since you appeared, it's been one surprise after another. I suppose we should expect nothing less from one of Asim's creations.
And now we have these precious new ideas and perspective tools to apply to our duties moving forward. Speaking of which, we really must be returning to our work.
Be well, Rika, and thank you. May our purposes, or simply our paths, align again in the future.
Glad we could help you two. Good luck with whatever little time you have left. So we'll take our experience, 1095 gil, plus 3 choices of brown dye. Why brown, I have no idea. I'm sure I can sell some of this stuff on the market board. Alright, there goes blue quest number 1. Now let's get blue quest number 2. Because yeah, of course, with the Aether Current accumulation as it is right now, all I need is just one more and we can fly wherever we want. Alright, heading across the bridge in order to find blue quest number 2, courtesy of this Academia students. This appears to be a young lady, and it indeed is. So let's go and speak with her to take on her quest entitled The Perks of Being a Lost Flower. The Academia student wears an expression of concern as she scans the horizon.
You are a visitor too, aren't you? Perhaps you might be willing to help me then. Did you happen to see a blue-haired woman in the area? She wouldn't have been wearing a mask.
I'm not wearing one either, but no, I haven't seen her.
I see. She and I are students of Academia Anida, and we had intended to spend our downtime together visiting Elpis. We were just on our way when she realized she forgot something back at Gnosis, so she ran back and that was the last I saw of her. She can be a bit, how shall I put it, scatterbrained, so she may well have simply got lost on her way back. I would rather not search for her myself, for what if she comes back while I'm away? So, if it isn't too much trouble, perhaps you would be so kind as to look for her?
Alright then.
Like us, she won't be wearing a mask, so she should stand out a touch. You'll find her in the area of Philometh's Nothos in all likelihood. If you do come across her, could you help her out a bit, see if she makes it back?
Okay, so, yeah, ultimately, we gotta find her hiding up there, so it would be faster to me to warp to Gnosis. Alright, let's be on our way. So across the road and then finding wherever the sister is. Oh, she's over here. And she's gone to accompany us, oh boy.
Yes, can I help you? Oh wait, do you need directions somewhere? Not to be rude, but I beg of you, ask someone else. I happen to be lost myself.
Well, actually, we're here to save you.
What was that? A woman asked you to come and find me? That would be my friend, no doubt. How embarrassing. I'd hoped to keep this hopelessly directionless side of myself under wraps.
Clearly not. Maybe you can create something like a compass. Or a map.
I feel terrible leaving her like that, but I'd clean forgotten the task from one of my professors. I rushed back to collect the item I was asking for, which I found thankfully, but got rather turned around when attempting to return. But don't you worry about me, I'll be just fine on my own. Now, if I'm right, then following this road east will lead me to a teleporter, I think. I mean, I know!
You don't sound so confident. Yeah, I have business with your friend anyway, I can escort you.
You mean it? Truly? Well, that is, I mean, if you're heading in that direction anyway, I don't see why I shouldn't tag along. Oh no, please, off to you. If I'm able to get as far as the teleporter that connects the port in Oikos, I should be able to make the remainder of the trip on my own. Now then, would you mind?
The blue-haired student is now accompanying you. Keep her at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. Alright. And also, it's not to the east, it's to the west. Yeah, if we stick to the path, we should be fine. Air quotes. Yeah, we'll just go for a leisurely stroll with this student. I'm sure Mathia would like you because he has blue hair too. Yeah, we'll just run along this beautiful path. Check out the fancy waterfalls that are falling from the other islands. And see something that I probably should not be crossing paths with. And it is directly standing on the path, but it's turning around, this Occupite. I would not have been able to defend myself against that. Yeah, we can see some more Petaludas. And before long, we'll eventually get to where we need to be. Staircase is right over here. Yeah, I'm surprised there weren't any locations where we could speak with her. Yeah, I guess that you can only have so many notable spots to strike up a conversation with, a la Tails. Alright.
What a relief it is to see a familiar sight. I should be alright without you now. After all, it's just a straight shot from here to Port in Oikos. Goodness, the earful I'm going to get from my friend. I kept her waiting for far too long. Well, I really should hurry. She has owed an explanation and a heartfelt apology. Do come see us, though. I would like to thank you properly.
Alright then. Back to Yogurt Land. And the two of them are south of here. Yeah, they will both be likely across the bridge. And there they are. Hello.
Thank you for your help. Truth be told, when my friend first dashed off, I had assumed it was because she forgot an assignment from Metron. Lo and behold, I was right. We are studying at the words of Metron and Academia Anida, learning all we can about the engendering of aquatic life from that self-same master.
Well, Metron can be quite a jerk, as I found out.
Honestly though, I have no idea why Metron would ask me to procure a flower of all things, and one that's still undergoing testing in Elpis. It's very beautiful, yes, but what does it have to do with ichthyology? Well, nothing but that's the point, surely. It must be intended as a present, one meant for Logrif. Metron is hopelessly enamored as we all well know. We do? This is certainly news to me, but now that you mention it, I suppose I have seen sparks between them. I wonder why I've never noticed before. That settles it. We need to hurry back and begin an in-depth observation of the romantic entanglements. I can't believe I've wasted all this valuable research time lost among the trees. And I would have wasted even more if not for you, good lady. Now that my friend and I are together again, we can get back to the Academia and deliver the flower to Metron before it wilts. Ah, but before we rush off, a reward. You certainly deserve it.
Well, thank you very much. We'll take our experience 735 gil, plus our final Elpis Aether Currents. And so away they go, and we now have full attunement in Elpis. That's what I'm talking about. But before we go on and move on to our next quest, it seems like my body has a few words to say, so I will be right back. Yeah, sorry about that, and sorry it took so long. Yeah, I thought I'd gotten everything out of my system before I came on the air, but as you can clearly tell, not the case. Anyway, we must move on here. So, let's go ahead and move on to speaking with Glafra. Now we have all of our Aether Currents, and we'll speak with Glafra to take on her quest entitled Terror on Two Legs. Glafra is buried deep under a mountain of work and is seeking outside assistance. Along with her friend Melanippe. Oh, yeah, make your jokes there. You're familiar, aren't you? Then perhaps you might be able to help me. I received an appeal for assistance from a colleague of mine, but I'm up to my eyeballs in work as it is. Might you step in where I cannot? Alright. Your benevolence does you credit. The researcher I spoke of has striking red hair and is likely lingering on the south side of Calamalios Sephiros. Okay. And now we have the wind available to us. How far are we going? Well, not that far. Where we gotta land? Right over here. Hello there, sir. Can I help you? By reaching a little too low? Oh, you're familiar, aren't you? One sent by Glafra, no doubt. Well, thank goodness you're here. I confess I'm still in somewhat of a daze, but with you here I at least feel safe enough to stop and catch my breath. Something came out over the specimen I was examining, though I'm not entirely sure what. I've never seen it behave so erratically before. At any rate, it managed to slip my grasp and escape. I tried to chase after it, but I'm not half so fleet-footed. To complicate matters, the thing has a very nervous temperament and will flee if anyone so much as approaches it. I considered imbuing some sort of sleeping spell into a dart which one might shoot from a height, but who has such impeccable aim? Not I, to be sure. Do you? Also, that explains the hacking. You do! I admit that proposal was made somewhat in jest, but this works well perfectly. So it's settled. You'll put our skittish beast to bed. Alright then. In jest. Are you gonna give me something to shoot with? Find yourself a vantage point from a rise southeast of here, and with this blow dart, bring the frenzied fiend under control again. Me? Oh, I'll stay here and take a moment to collect myself. Alright, you go do that. And we're off. What's the vantage point he wants us to stay in there? It looks like it's gonna be right over here. Alright, who are you targeting? That's a rampaging creature? And also we can't hit it with I was hoping it would pull closer. He's also very elusive. It's like a little baby elephant. We got it. Or a merit, I guess, in this case. Yeah, what did we just shoot? Yeah, let's go find out. It looked like from afar a baby elephant. Maybe we won't really know what this thing is until we take it back. Sleeping creature. Oh no, it's an elephant, alright. Yeah, I guess once it's fully grown, then it will and truly will be rampaging. Yeah, let's pick it up. But then I realized it's on 2 legs, which means we could very well be holding a baby Arca Soldara. How's that for a thought? How dexterous you must be to hit a moving target with so small an object. Most impressive. Well, allow me to take that dozing specimen off your hands. There you go. My, what a precious sight our little beast makes when it's not running amok. A shame it can't be this adorable all the time. This was in fact one amateur creator's answer to the walking shark that recently gained approval. A somewhat hasty and ill-advised attempt if you ask me. Credit where credit is due though, this specimen is bipedal despite its base being that of a quadrupedal beast. Its predilection for being an excitable nuisance, however, means it cannot be of any real use to our star. What it needs is a healthy dose of intellect. I will write a report stating as much. While I do that, return to Glafra and tell her the assistance you rendered. Oh, and offer her my gratitude too, would you? Sure. Yeah, I can do that for you. Let's head on back. Back over to the bridge. Yeah, we got a whole convergence of people. There you are. Thank you for tidying up that bit of mess for me. Speaking of which, what was the mess exactly? You mean you don't even know? A thrilling game would chase the creation, was it? That conjures up a sore image indeed. It sounds like the researcher was able to glean some valuable information, so all's well that ends well, I suppose. If all goes according to the reports made, and sufficient intellect can be cultivated, then the specimen should prove a valuable contribution to our world. Thank you again for your assistance. Glad I could help, so we'll take our experience and 895 gil for helping out the Orca Sodara. Alright, let's advance ever closer. Because it looks like we're dealing in taxonomy now. Let's speak with this priggish taxonomist. Yeah, good thing it's not a taxidermist. Let's take on his quest entitled, A Most Succulent Name. The priggish taxonomist is desperately hoping for inspiration to strike. A name. A name. I need a name for it. One that will stand the test of time as it passes through generation after generation. When you break it down, what's synonym really? Yeah, as we're looking at a cactuar. Hi there. Oh, hello there. I didn't see you there. You're familiar, I take it. Very good, but whose, I wonder? Well, that's not important right now. You've ears enough to listen to my plight. They do stand out, don't they? I'm tasked with a job of great import. Nomenclature. Currently, I find myself facing down a sort of a creative blockage in regard to this fellow's name. This is a creature who has not only survived the vicious wilds of the Hungry Gardens, but has thrived in them thanks to its ossified spines. Thus, it deserves a name befitting its rugged tenacity. Despite its singularly unique physical properties, its creator never bothered to refer to it as anything besides its designation, Euros 310. I cannot abide so uninspired a name for a creation as remarkable as this. But therein lies the rub. For all of its captivating qualities, I've yet to hit upon a captivating name. I was just on my way to take a turn about the grounds to stimulate creative juices, so to speak. But seeing you, I realized 2 heads may be better than 1. So, what do you say? Would you care to join me in my walk? Okay. Yeah, might as well, we gotta do this quest. Excellent. You, my quick-witted familiar friend, will be a boon indeed to my imagination. What say we take a quiet moment to cogitate beneath that large tree to the south of here? And I will join you there. Go! Alright, let's talk with him. Is not the sun-dappled forest a stunning sight? Is not the breeze so bracing as to lift the spirits? Is it not the susurrus of the Melanial's whiskers so pleasant as to induce great thoughts? Surely with all the inspiration that surrounds us, you've been stirred into contemplation too. Tell me, what is it you now focus so squarely upon? Nothing that I can tell you about, I'm afraid. Or, yeah, humor him by saying innumerable tasks. So, even familiars have their fair share of woes. Might I suggest you take this moment to relax then? Simply let the winds wash over you, the rustle of the leaves play in your ears, and just think. Alright, so stay in here and go to the thinky modes. Which isn't all that hard. Yeah, I just have to do it like Ishtola does it. Knock my fist upon my cheek. For a time, all you can hear is the breeze, like a calming whisper in your ears. All of a sudden, a groan invades your peace of mind. Created to survive in extreme weather conditions, whose adaptability is second to none, what would be a name suitable for such a creature? I can practically feel genius on the tip of my tongue, and yet nothing comes.
Oh bother, this won't do now, will it? I hate to ask, but would you accompany me a while longer? Come, let's away to a westerly waterfall. Okay. Yeah, when do we hit that point where we help the man come to a name? Get ready to hit the ground running. Yeah, hiding just over the tree here. Just over by the tree. Ah, listen close. Can you hear it? A waterfall whose stream is at once ferocious and tender, whose spray kisses its surroundings an affectionate pitter-patter, inspiring indeed and like to give rise to brilliance. Yes, there is no place more perfect than for the cogitation of this creature's name. Come, stand with me and let us think on it. Where do I have to stand specifically? Oh, in front of the creature itself, in front of the cactuar. So, yeah, let's go ahead and think a little more. Yeah, I need a thumbnail shot. Oh, it seems to be moving. Euros 310's beady eyes appear to scan its surroundings. It is a creature that bears a strong resemblance to a plant, so perhaps Planticus? It's also a deal similar to a succulent. I've got it! Succulum! Oh goodness gracious, no, that's just foul. I'm afraid I'm at quite a loss for names beyond the paltry few I've offered. Perhaps you could provide a fresh perspective. What is it you find most endearing about this creation? Its green skin, its beady eyes, or its spiky head? It's the skin to me. Oh, that did the trick. Your astute observational skills have stirred my imagination, for I have come up with a very worthy name. I must return to Porto and Oikos at once, and ensure that no other creation shares this nomenclature. You will be not too far behind, yes? You are due a suitable gift for the help you promised, after all. And provided that works too. Alright, fly back to Yogurt Town. And we'll reunite with Taxonomus there, just in front of the gates. Alright, sir. I must say, I've greatly enjoyed our time together. I believe nothing cultivates creativity quite like the sharing of ideas. So often am I the first forced to work alone, and though it pains me to admit this, it's not much fun to ponder in the silence of one's own company. Don't I know it? Don't we know it? In fact, I credit you for the name I devised. All that remains now is to go to Perpetua Crystalline to ensure there is no record of any similarly named creation, and appoint Heroes 310 with its official name. And should I hit upon another metaphorical roadblock, I shall always remember to always ponder while perambulating. Thank you again for your help in this matter, it was most appreciated. We don't even get to find out what you actually call the thing? You suck, you know that? But we'll take your experience in 895 gil all the same. Yeah, we don't even get to find out what he's gonna call it. That stinks. Well, right over here, we have a man named Pericles, who we're gonna speak to for our next quest entitled The Abyss Stares Back. Pericles is in need of a temporary research assistance. Still no reaction. What exactly are we supposed to try now? Hello? Ah, perfect, a familiar. I'm on the observation team for a new kind of bird, and it's giving us some trouble. It won't move or react at all no matter what anyone does to it. Could you maybe give it a try? Sure. Yeah, trying to be all smart and all. I certainly hope so. I've got something for you if you succeed. We have a specialist in avian species working in the creation in question, and he can help you with the particulars. You'll find them by the towering structure northeast of our settlement here. Well then, let's head on our way. Let's hop onto it and go see what we're getting ourselves into. Hello. You were sent to help us to get this fellow's attention, yes? Then let's get you two acquainted. Yeah, let's have a look. This here is an abyssus, so named for the way it just seems to
stare off into the abyss. One of our colleagues found it perched on a lion's antler and brought it in for closer study. And that's everything we know. We have no idea where it came from, who made it, or even what it really is. We'll be taking it to Kitsis Hyperborea eventually. Yeah, stupid chocobo. But we want to get some notes on it first, namely on how it reacts to external stimuli. The Abyssus has yet to acknowledge any of us, but maybe you can get a reaction out of it, seeing as you're familiar. Why don't you try giving it a pet to start with? Okay then. Yeah, let's have a look at this thing. And give it a good pet. The Abyssus doesn't seem to notice you touching it, and just continues to stare into the distance. Nothing like some great thinker lost in meditative trance. How about giving it a poke? Alright, poke it is. Poke! Maybe a bit too much. Oh, I wasn't actually targeting. Game. Yeah, no wonder I went right through it. The Abyssus doesn't acknowledge your prodding. No good. I'm all out of ideas unless you want to try giving it a hug. I'd even go for an embrace too, but a hug will do, I suppose. Yeah. For a brief moment, you could have sworn the Abyssus glanced at you, eyes narrowed in irritation. Still nothing. Too bad, really. Yeah, I think it did move. What did it do? I can't believe I missed it. I missed it too because I was so focused on the hugging. Perhaps the Abyssus only responds to signs of affection. As such, I'll need you to help us experiment a bit more. We'll run dozens of tests, each with a different expression of love. Yeah. Let's not get carried away. No? Well, I suppose you have other duties to attend to. Still, I'm thrilled we got a reaction out of him. Thank you, and please give Pericles my regards when you go to collect your reward. Oh, don't worry, we will. Right, back to Pericles. We're back. My associate said you were incredibly helpful. You have his thanks as well as mine. What did you think of the Abyssus? Strangely enthralling, isn't it? With those penetrating eyes that seems to stare right into your very core? It almost feels like it's studying us as much as we're studying it. I have to wonder who made it and for what purpose. I'll have to consult with Vanar. If anyone would know aught of this creation, it is her. Oh, and before I forget, here's your reward for today's work. Our experience in 895 gil, please. And just as my chocobo disappears after that 1 hour time. But now, we might as well forge onward. And speak with Epipharon. Are we gonna get an epiphany? Let's find out by speaking with him and taking on the quest entitled Woken by the Familiar. Worry weighs on Epipharon's mind. I hope she's alright. Oh, I want to go after her, but what if she comes back while I'm away? You must be a familiar. Can you help me deliver a message? I have an associate who works much too hard. I want to tell her to take a break and join me for a nice relaxing meal. I sent another familiar already, but it has failed to return. As an experimental entity, it is too simple to handle more than one order at a time, so it might be stuck attempting to fulfill my requests. Would you mind checking on both of them for me? I can give you a little something if you're willing to help out. Alright. Wonderful. Knowing my associate, she's probably dozing off somewhere around the trees to the north. This wouldn't happen if she got a good night's sleep for once. You might need to give her a poke to wake her up. Oh boy. More poking. Yeah, no, not that. Anything but that. Anything but that. Hello there, young lady. Yeah, crashing and burning and lying against a tree, huh? Well then. Hey, you. Oh, how long was I asleep? I don't know. But I can see you have a little sprite with you. A summon almost.
A Pepperon sent you? Just to invite me to eat? Why send a familiar for something so trivial?
Oh, that's the familiar, huh?
Although, come to think of it, I could use a meal. Please let him know I'll be along soon.
And meanwhile, I'm over here.
Wait, you're familiar as well? I thought you were one of us for a moment. Anyway, thank you for waking me. I suppose we'll be eating at our usual place. A nice cup of tea to start sounds lovely. Well, do you not also need to report to a Pepperon?
I do indeed. Let's head on back to him. Go! Oh, no, wait, he's over here. And watch out for that Morbol.
Thank you for the help. My familiar says my associate has accepted my invitation.
That is what happened, yes? Yeah, and I was ignored for the longest time. Good. That means it can carry out its duties on a basic level at least.
I designed it to convey ideas through information-laden ether, rather than words, so I'm happy to see the communication was successful. It does seem, however, that this method is ineffective when the recipient of the message is asleep. I'll get to work on fixing that.
Yeah, probably install an alarm clock.
But not now. Enjoy some time with my associate is the priority at the moment. Thank you again for your help.
You are quite welcome, so we'll take the experience and 655 gil. Alright, that takes care of you. Let's keep the proceedings rolling. How about this frazzled researcher? Why don't we go ahead and speak with him for his quest entitled Flight of the Kharids. The frazzled researcher seeks help in chasing down a missing creature.
You there, please, it is most urgent. A colleague of mine in fellow Mythes Notos has just sent word of a most disturbing nature. A blue Kharids was practicing its flying, but became separated from its fellows. From what I gathered, based on my friend's manic message, it was last seen taking wing to Peripetia Crystalline. We are all of us searching far and wide, but could you look in the direction of Peripetia Crystalline? Your help will not go unrewarded, I can assure you of that.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Between us, we ought to be able to locate this lost creature. You should know that it has a penchant for heights, so I will scan the skies around here. I'll leave the upper floors of Peripetia Crystalline to you. If you do happen to find the creature I spoke of, use this etheric rope to bind it. Ah, not to worry. The bindings cause no injury or pain. Good luck, and I shall see you soon. Alright, let's go help out. We have to go to 3 different spots, it seems. So what will we uncover when we go to these spots? And altitude accumulation is acquired. Yeah, obviously you would not have been able to do this quest without the use of flying. And based on the arrows, we're still climbing. Higher and higher and higher, and higher still. Look up, way up, until your mount can fly no higher, and we find you. Now that you've captured it, return to Port and Oikos and deliver your wing captive to the Frazzled Researcher. Did I just first try this? If I did, that's awesome. Now, I can only wonder, I guess now, what the other 2 spots would have shown us. Alright, hit the ground and seek with the Researcher. I saw that you were on your way back and hastened to return as well. So, what news? Have you found that blue Kharids? We have. Oh, a great relief. I'm rather impressed it hasn't suffered any truly grievous injuries. And more impressive that it was still able to fly as far as Peripetia Crystalline. It has only begun to practice the art of flight recently as I understand it. Who would have thought it could cross such a distance with wings still so inexperienced? No doubt credit for this also go to Emmett Sullick and his helpful instruction. So he can do something right. Well, I for one cannot wait to see the Kharids take its skies from its perch. At any rate, I will see this creature return to Anagnosis at once. Though it isn't much considering the services you've rendered, I hope it's not too lowly a prize for you. Oh, not at all. We'll take your experience in 655 gil. I might as well just walk over since this next one is very close by. Let's speak with Yueon, which is a weird name. But we'll take on the quest entitled Rolling Byrons, Gather No Moss. Yueon is fretting over a runaway creation.
Excuse me, but have you a moment? I'm in search of a runaway creation. I need an extra set of hands to assist in its apprehension. I have been keeping such a close watch on the thing, and it had been so well behaved. I thought I could just rest my eyes for a second, and when I looked up though, poof! Gone, just like that. Please, won't you help me find it? I'll make it worth your while, I promise.
Alright.
Oh, thank you. I'll continue to search in this vicinity, though it's likely the creature scampered off farther afield. While I scour the area here, might you explore the eastern field of Rumination's Ramble? Oh yes, I should probably tell you about the creature we're looking for. We call it a Byron, a seakin that has a passing resemblance to a moss bloom. It will wither and perish without water, or become an overly grown monstrosity with too much. Keeping it hydrated is a delicate balancing act.
Yeah, it seems that way, doesn't it?
If the creature has fallen into the river, it will be, suffice it to say, too big to carry on one's own. Should you find it submerged in a body of water, try to move it with as much moisture as you can. That's how to shrink it somewhat. Use this drying agent on it to strain the sun's sop. If it begins to rave at you or act up in any way rampageous, subdue it and capture it with this etheric rope.
That's a lot to do on just one thing. Alright. What is this, League of Super Evil now? Turquoise, that's it! We can reduce this thing with a hug! Alright there, overgrown Byron. So let's start by drying you off. Yeah, now's where my chocobo comes to say hello. Yeah, the chocobo is pushing you aside there. Yeah, hit it. Yeah, you gotta hit this thing. It is fighting back after all. Alright, that should be sufficient. Oh, I guess I gotta get it to the point where it's almost dead. There we go. Yeah, I'm so used to the requirement being just get it past half health and then you can capture it. Or weaken it or whatever it is that you're doing. Go. But yeah, I'm not used to knocking things down to 1%. Alright, back over here.
Nothing in my neck of the woods, I'm sorry to report. Did you have any luck?
Indeed we have.
You found it, and just as I suspected, thrashing about in Rumination's Ramble. Naughty thing. So you had to subdue it, I take it. Goodness, it certainly put you through the mill. At least you do not seem too badly wounded, and nor does it. The Byron has the remarkable ability to predict precipitation and rainfall. If you see it shaking its leaves, you know the rain's on its way. It's why we created it in the first place, to provide those in the wetlands a method by which they might prepare for sudden storms. Unfortunately, as we have discovered, it becomes absolutely enormous when exposed to liquid in large quantities, rendering them rather dangerous in humid areas. Oh well, back to the drawing board. At any rate, thank you for locating this little rascal, or rather, large rascal as the case may be. I know not whose familiar you are, but you were a tremendous help. Here, for your pains.
Meanwhile, we'll take our experience in 655 gil. Oh! And that one, a new quest pops up. Well, we still gotta keep going around a horn, so let's do that. So let's speak with this eccentric creator to take on his quest entitled Take to the Skies! The eccentric creator has a request for Azim's Familiar.
You must be Azim's Familiar. I have had a favor to ask of the observers here, but seeing as they all seem awfully preoccupied, perhaps I can ask you instead. I'm experimenting with crossbreeding different types of plants. I was thrilled when I finally produced a whole new species, right up to the point where they rose up and floated away. Last I saw them, they were headed towards the eastern side of the island. I managed to wrangle a goodly number, but there's still 8 or so missing. Could you help me recapture them?
8?
Thank you. Here, use this aesthetic rope to capture save for them, and then I can hopefully handle the rest.
Alright, 4 it is. Looks like they're bundled into 2 clusters. So let's go ahead and hit up cluster number 1. Oh my. Not only are you might as well be a mono-wife from Kid Icarus. I had to go through the whole song. I had to go through the whole song on these mono-eyes. But hey, at least I have the thumbnail for this episode. And so let's collect mono-eye number 4. Go! And back to the Extension Creator, which now I can see is clearly an understatement.
Did you catch the plants?
Oh, we sure did.
Thank goodness for that, though. I'd expect no less Masm's familiar. I landed on my half as well, which means they're all back safe and sound. They're part Adrians, you see. It's no surprise they inherited the eyes, but having them wander off on their own was rather unexpected. To tell the truth, I never really had a specific use in mind for them. I suppose I'd best start thinking about that. The Bureau of the Architect won't be impressed with my new creation unless it serves a purpose. With that in mind, I believe there's research to be done. Thank you for your help, and do pass on my regards towards them.
You're quite welcome. So we'll take our experience, 655 gil, and 2 portions of Skier, which is a heater food. Let's keep on going around the horn. Next up, we'll speak with this Combat Concept Observer, and take on his quest entitled Small Size Advantage. The Combat Concept Observer has a test to run. You're familiar, aren't you? Have you any prowess in battle? Oh, I do. Good, I could use your help with something. You see, I was asked to assess a one-eyed giant created as a facility guard and pitted against a lotus to test his fighting skills. Not only did the giant fall to a single blow, the lotus went into a frenzy and escaped. In my opinion, compact familiars like you are far more effective than these overly large brutes, and this is my chance to prove it. Do you think you could handle our runaway combatant? Fine, I'll help. Yeah, we seem reluctant either way. Of course, you'll be well rewarded for your efforts. Our experiment was conducted to the east, so that's as good a place as any to start looking for the lotus. Alright. Let's go. Yeah, so we'll follow the river. And make our way around here. Here it is. Along with the observer right there. There it is. It would seem the escaped lotus came back of its own accord. They usually feed off their foes to revitalize themselves, and I imagine it hungers after running amok like that. I'll take care of the situation here. The lotus is all yours. Alright then. Purple circle time. Yeah, I'm gonna show you what happens by giving you a little pruning. Everything you got. Yes, let's go full blown on offense here. Alright, here's the saber dance to finish you off. That was well done. You certainly make quick work of that lotus. I had a feeling I could count on you. As for the giant, it's far too heavy for us to move. I'll arrange for some broad back creations to haul it away after we return to Pointed Oikos. Alright, you get your fill of yogurt and I'll be right there. Yeah, make sure we don't get bashed overhead by a Minotaur. And we don't want that club to turn into a tennis racket. As I suspected, a smaller, more agile concept has far more facility for adapting to combat situations. Thank you for proving my theory. I'll be sure to keep your performance in mind the next time I design a familiar. Your reward as promised. And it's not just the experience in 815 gil, it's 2 portions of Alpis Dapnon, which is a tank food. Item level 560, no less. And it's crazy, we're seeing a lot of situations where we clear one quest and another takes its place. Are we gonna ever get to the end of the list here in Pointed Oikos? Let's find out as we keep on pushing forward by speaking with Meleagros and his quest entitled, What's in a Name? Another one. Meleagros has a request for you. You're familiar, aren't you? Perfect timing. A pair of researchers are scheduled to arrive today from Amarant, and I need you to collect their concepts from them. We've completed assessments for the creations you see, and must make preparations to officially register the designs with the Bureau of the Architect. Please make sure to also ask for any provisional names they might have for their works. This I can do for you, and so we will. Alright, here's researcher number 1. And boy, don't you have something there. Can I help you? Yes, you can, man who looks like Hermes. Of course, you wish to collect my concept. It's this creature I have with me. It doesn't have a proper name as such. From what I hear, the observers have been calling it Notus 642, a nod to the island it resided on. Right, well, I'll trust you to put this in Meleagros' hands. Thank you. And now for the other guy. Or girl. Nope, it's a guy. With what looks like a little armadillo. And who might you be? Someone to help you out. Ah, you're here for my concept. Well, here it is in the flesh. I call it the Stone Mole. It secretes a fluid that eats through solid rock, giving the ability to burrow into even the hardest terrain. It can also toughen its skin by ingesting rock it is liquefied. Based upon those traits, I humbly request that it be given a good, strong name. Okay. You take that, move on, and we'll get back to your friend. Yeah, we're just knocking these quests off in a hurry. You brought the concepts I asked for? I have, yes. Very good. And did you ask for the provisional names? Well, we got one of them, but not the other. The Stone Mole and Notus 642. And the mole's creator requested that I have a more powerful sounding name? Some researchers do become quite attached to the creations, don't they? It may seem inconsequential, but the appropriate naming of concepts is of the utmost importance. Allow me to explain. Once it has been determined that a creation is beneficial to the star, we can proceed with registering the creator's design with the Bureau of the Architect. First, however, the approved concepts must receive their official names, and as a taxonomist, it is my task to bestow them. When naming, one must strive for elegance and simplicity, all the while taking care to adhere to existing conventions and avoid repetition. The more creations we name, the more difficult it becomes to maintain this high standard. It is a demanding job to be certain, but one which I am proud to do. For as long as this purpose guides me, I will fill this world with the most marvelous appellations I can imagine. Please, take this in exchange for completing your errand. So you're giving us experience 655 gil, plus some orange dye, or we can choose some brown dye. I like a good sunset. Let's go with this. And then we'll have to go up to get to the next... Oh, we don't even need to. You are right over here, Mr. Troubled Taxonomist. So let's go and speak with you to take on your quest entitled To Name a Tale. A troubled taxonomist is having second thoughts. Perfect timing, familiar. I have a favor to ask of you. It's my job to name the creations brought to us, but I can't seem to decide on one for this particular concept. It may be because I'm the one who's designed it. It is a species of plant which I intended as a gift for my love. A clear conflict of interest, unfortunately. My names are always fair and logical and perfectly suited to the creation, but this time I'm not so sure. I do have a name for it, but what if it's not suitable? What if it's too personal? I thought of discussing the matter with my associates, but my dilemma is far too embarrassing. When you ask if they think the name is appropriate in my stead, don't worry, I wouldn't expect you to work without recompense. Sure, this is the creation, a yellow pansy, and the name I have in mind is Mythos. Okay, gotta show it to a couple of people as we crash right into the aetherite crystal. Alright, I'm Pito. Nice to meet you.
Yes, what is it?
We need your help. Name this.
My, what a pretty flower. And you said it was called Mythos. A fine name. Many flowers are named with a special feeling in mind, so going by what you've told me, this one is in good company.
Let's see how the other person feels about that. Incidentally enough, we're back to Glafera.
A familiar. Do you need something?
How soon we forget me?
A flower. It's beautiful, and it smells so lovely. Is it for me?
Nope. We need your opinion on it.
Oh, you just want to know if the name is suitable, do you? Have you tried asking Ecdysis Hyperborea? No one knows as much about naming as them. Here's a guidebook on the subject. Take it with you and let your master decide what to do them from there.
Okay. I suppose we can do that. We're back. How did it go? What did everyone think of the name? Well, here's what they're giving you. And an explanation as well. I see. Well, that is good to know. I won't be needing this guidebook, of course, as I can't very well ask myself for my thoughts. Or perhaps I should. It wouldn't hurt to have some confidence in the work I do, after all. As I created this flower, I thought of my beloved, an artist, and the stories she seeks to tell through her plays. You actually have plays here? My hope is that, much like a myth or legend, her work is told and retold down through the ages, hence Mythos. I've decided. I'll keep the name and submit it to the Bureau of the Architect. Thank you for your help. You're quite welcome. So we'll take our experience and 655 gil. Alright, up we go. So 2 more people over here. Let's speak with Glaucon first, to take on his quest entitled Searching for Eidos. Yeah, they're a game developer. Glaucon is concerned about your aether levels. Let's find out why. Those are some low levels of aether what you have there. Even for a familiar, that must be awfully inconvenient. What say you assist me with an experiment that could help increase your reserves? Okay. I need one more ingredient before I can get it started. If you could get your hands on a bit of slime from an Eidos in the forest, that would be a great help. They use illusory magics to mimic the shape of nearby creatures, so it'll be tricky to find one but not impossible. Keep your eyes peeled for anything acting out of place. Once you think you've located an Eidos, use this crystallized concept to dispel the illusion. Then it should be a relatively simple task to defeat the creature and obtain a nice heaping handful of gunk. But I'm dressed up in a fancy outfit! Oh, but be warned, if you use the crystal on anything else, it tends to react violently. Should you make a mistake, there's no shame in beating a hasty retreat. Okay, so this is like some old school levy quest from way back. Yeah, this is like from way back in the day. A suspicious Pegasus, huh? Well, let's see if this is the correct answer. Well, we can kill it if we want to. He did say we could beat a hasty retreat if we wanted, but you know what? I'd rather just do away with the thing. I mean, I'm not gonna get punished if I do this. I will say, though, it is giving quite a beating here. Whoa! Thankfully, we got it down. No experience gained, though. Which sucks. Alright. Let's get past the Minotaur first. And then we'll use this. I had the feeling that we're going to be using this on option 3. Nope, no need. Good. Avoiding doing anything unnecessary is just fine. Of course, when you're relying on RNG, it doesn't help all that much. And cut it up. And turn it into a puddle. Alright, back to Glaucon. Ah. Yeah, this has been quite a crazy ride we've been on so far. Back to Glaucon. Box so soon, and with the slime, I hope? Yep, here you go. If only every familiar were as useful as you. With this, I can make a potion to increase your ether production. All the other ingredients are in order. Hippogriff brain, a rhinoceros horn, and Orpheon entrails. What are you making? The concoction will supplement any natural deficiencies, relying on the chameleonic properties of the slime to generate ether compatible with your existing etheric signature. Clever, yes? Once this has been brewed for a bit, it'll be ready to drink. Oh, this is so exciting, I can hardly wait to see just how explosive the increase to your ether will be. Yeah, I think I hear my master calling. Yeah, please let me go. Oh, I meant to be of service, but it seems I've kept you from your other duties instead. My deepest apologies. Perhaps you can come back for the potion, but in the meantime, take this for your troubles. Yeah, 655 get all is much better than getting blown up. Much better than getting blown up. Alright, so since everyone thinks I'm a familiar, I'm definitely gonna have you take a liking to me. Let's speak with this familiar aficionado to take on his quest entitled Siren Flower. A familiar aficionado at Point in Oikos is most interested in meeting you. A rather unusual familiar, aren't you? I haven't seen your concept on Fallout the Bureau of the Architect, and I've never come across anything like you in all my years of research. Well, let me get a little more detail. Your Asim's familiar? Well, that certainly explains it. Her creations are truly something else. I'm even more intrigued now. Do you mind if I observed you for a time? I'll even make it worth your while, of course. Fantastic. I can hardly wait to get started, but not here. The study I'd like to conduct requires we relocate to the rest of the ways. Please, come and join me when you're ready. Alright. Meanwhile, hey there, Bubba. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us. And by us, I mean me. Alright. Thank you so much for coming. Now let's get straight to business. All you need to do is reach out and touch some Orpheus songflowers. They're pretty blooms, light blue in color, and they emit these, well, bubbles which they enthrall any overly curious creatures. Think of it as a defensive mechanism. It has no effect on sandpaper beings such as myself, but I'm fascinated to know how it would affect you. Fear not, I'll be sure to intervene should you begin to fall under its spell. I would never leave a familiar to such a fate, and especially not a familiar created by Azem. Now I've created 3 flowers of varying sizes and potencies. We'll begin with the smallest and weakest. Oh, and I may be able to protect you from the flower itself, but if any nearby beasts are already under its influence, I'm afraid you'll have to be the one to protect me. Fighting never was my forte. Squirt the familiar aficionado of the flower should you fail to defend him. Okay. It's one of those quests. Yeah, I was thinking we're gonna protect you by you staying where you were. But clearly not. Watch out for the hippo surf, though. So we've got site number 1 in our sights. An undersized Orpheus flower. And to no real surprise, you lost your charge, duty failed. There's a reason for that. Blame the damn hippo surf. Yeah, blame the damn hippo surf for that. Yeah, forced me to swing out and run away from it, and it caused my comrade to beat a hasty retreat. Now, shall we avoid an unnecessary confrontation this time? Much better. At least I hope so. Did I lose him again? What is with this guy? Dude, what are you doing? I'm right here. You scared or something? Yeah, this guy is scared out of his mind. Which is why I am now being forced to fail again! Yeah, pull out the Dragoon. Pull out the Dragoon. Get over here, you son of a bitch. Get over here right now. I was wanting to be nice. I was wanting to let you live. But you brought this on yourself, and so you leave me no choice but to kill you. Take that! Also, I blame you for being such a coward. Yeah. Da 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 da. Now, let's touch this thing. You touch the flower, it doesn't seem to affect you. No reaction. Interesting. Let's try a more powerful one, shall we? Will it be defended by more feral opponents? Will you also continue to be slower than molasses? Yeah, you think this guy lives in New York. He thinks he's in stop-and-go traffic. Should we be surprised by this? Nope, it's old Dragoon all the time. Yeah, also, sir, you might want to back off. Why would you put your flowers in such dangerous places where there's so many feral enemies it's impossible to get to where you need to go without having to clear yourself a path? Yeah, your concept has failed already, I can tell at this point in time. Dragonfire dive, followed by Stardiver, followed by you getting ripped in the face. And for the first time, unleash Whirlwind Thrusts! Ugh. Oh, and because they aren't done salting the wounds. And look where he is, in perfect line of fire. This guy has a penchant for wanting to get himself killed. Yeah, definitely the most annoying NPC in a quest we've seen in this expansion. And who knows, maybe ever. He's slow, he's cowardly, he easily draws enemies to himself. Yeah, he's all around a bad egg. You touch the flower, you don't feel any different. Still nothing. Well, let's see how you fell against an exceptionally large one. And by exceptionally large one, he means exceptionally large enemy packs. Yeah, pull yourself up. Because yeah, if we're gonna get to where we need to go, we have to kill everything! Full-fledged creation concept slaughter! Yeah, the final days before the final days are here! Anything that gets in my way must be slaughtered! Be vanquished and be gone! Yeah, if you finally mustered enough courage to move forward without having to hit stop and go traffic? Clearly not. Alright, Whirlwind Thrust, go! Yeah, get it in there. As you just stand there and watch. On we go. More like on we know. Now get over here and take a look at your flower. Still nothing happens. So after wasting our time as much as we did. Incredible. Even a flower for this size has no effect on you whatsoever. I thought for sure you would be enthralled. Considering the sparse nature of your ether, it simply doesn't make sense. As it must possess some mastery which eludes me. In that case, start our experiment. I'll dissolve these blooms and meet you back at Point and Oikos. Yeah, and I expect to be well compensated for being forced to clear your path many times over. Back to the aficionado. Thank you for lending me your time, it was most enlightening. Not to mention perplexing. You have so little ether, yet something keeps you resistant to outside influence. Your physical constitution, perhaps? It's something to consider when creating familiars in the future, at least. I promised you a reward, didn't I? Here you go. Now, if you excuse me, I have some data analysis and concept planning to do. Yeah, 975 gil is not enough for all the things I had to kill just to get you to be satisfied with what you got. Or in this case, lack thereof. So ultimately, neither of us were satisfied with the result of that quest. Alright, now to cover everything over here. Alright, Metron Creator. Yeah, we're going so far, I might not even have time to do Limsa tonight. And here I was thinking we might be able to, but it might not be possible. But in any event, we must move on, so let's go ahead and speak with this Metron creator. I don't think she actually created Metron, but we'll see what happens. Let's speak with her for the quest entitled Specializing in Sharks. The Metron creator appears troubled.
Greetings, I am a researcher from the words of Metron. I've dedicated my life to studying and creating aquatic life, but my main focus is the development of new shark species. My latest creation has completed its round of observation and diagnosis, and will be released after one final test. The thing is, I'm hoping to consult with the taxonomist before the Bureau of the Architect hands down its official registration. The same one who named my last shark if I can. Spude Bredos was such a marvelous name.
If not wordy.
It turns out it's rather difficult to track down a specific person in a place such as this. Could you help me?
Alright. So what do you got?
Here you are, take this. It's a model of the previous creation I just mentioned. Whoever named it should hopefully be able to recognize it.
Alright, pick a person, any person. Starting with Rhodopus. Was there something I could help you with? Are you responsible for this? And its naming thereof? Who named this species? I'm sorry, but I haven't got a clue. Certainly not me. Well, we'll come back for you for a quest later on. And why do I get the feeling that the person who named it is going to be you, Ewion?
What have we here? A roaming familiar?
Well, actually, this roaming familiar.
Ah, yes, the Spudea Brados. I've heard of it before, but I'm afraid I don't know who named it.
Ah. So the person who was furthest away was not the obvious choice. Okay, then. I guess it's up to you, Telemon. As you look at your creature in the sea, or in the river in this case. What's that you have there? I have this.
Oh, Spudea Brados! Of course I know it. I named that after all.
Its creator was calling it a Cladoshalaka, but I decided to go with something more closely tied to its distinct way of moving. I really wanted to capture the image of it rushing toward with its tiny steps, somehow swift and slow at once. In case you were curious, the name comes from a proverb meaning more haste, less speed, which makes no sense. And if the creator wishes me to name her newest creation, I would of course be honored to do so. It's an Agnanorsis, you say? I look forward to seeing it soon. Alright, away we go. Magnetron creator!
Any luck finding my taxonomist?
We did.
You found him, and he's willing to giving the new one a name too? That is wonderful news. This latest creation is actually a direct improvement over the last. I give it more legs for a total of 8, so it can move even more quickly over land.
Are you creating a shark or an octopus?
With that taken care of, I need to hurry back to Anagnosis, but before I go, here, a token of my gratitude.
Which is 655 gil plus the experience. And off we go! Down here onto the path to speak with this Isle Surveyor. Let's go and speak with her to take on her quest entitled Meaningful Measurements. An Isle Surveyor is searching for an assistant.
Would you assist me, familiar? As I'm sure you're aware, the floating islands developers were created to provide suitable habitats for our various creations. In order to maintain their respective environments, however, surveyors such as myself must make regular assessments of their ethereal composition. To that end, I was planning to take samples from the Melanion habitat with my partner, but it seems he had an urgent engagement, something about an unscheduled meeting with a member of the Convocation of 14. Though I'm now faced with handling this rather grueling task alone, waiting until he returns is simply not an option. As I said, it's important to gather data at regularly specific intervals. And thus am I requesting your help. So what say you? Would you be willing to accompany me in place of my partner?
Yeah, sure I can.
Many thanks. I'll be sure to reward you for your efforts. Right, let's hurry along then. We'll need to make our way to the south.
And away we go. Yeah, in fact, at this point, going to Limsa Mints is not only an option for me, but I'm starting to yawn. I mean, I have been going non-stop with this game for 2 weeks. Yeah, that is insanely close. Surveyor, we better talk fast.
The rocks in this area contain ores that can tell us about the environmental ether. We'll have to break them apart with destructive magics to collect the necessary samples. You may find that difficult with your inherent limitations, but I have a little something to help with that.
And what is it?
Here, use this constant crystal to shatter an outcrop of rock, then bring any ore fragments back to me. Start in the east if you would. I'll start working elsewhere and we can meet back here.
Alright. And as expected. And as expected. At least the conversation ended at a convenient time. Yeah, screw you, Melanian. You want me to bring out Dalnaudian? I can if you want. Oh, we got a... Alright. Boom! Pick up the fragments of ore. And so back to the surveyor. Also, I'm really flirting with disaster with these things. I'd rather not take the risk. I just cannot take the risk of getting cut off at my low level. You, over here right now. Yeah, give you a stun for good measure. Down you go. There we go. Alright, back to the surveyor.
How did you fare?
We have this.
Excellent. This should give me all the information I need. Let's head back, shall we?
Indeed we shall. Go. Weave our way around and get back to her.
Thank you. Without your aid, I wouldn't have been able to properly observe how the introduction of melanoia has affected the habitat's ether. It's important to keep careful track of the environments here to make any necessary adjustments. The terrain, the flora, everything that makes up the habitat must be meticulously controlled to fit each subject under observation. Though I applaud my partner's enthusiasm for learning at the foot of a convocation member, we cannot neglect these fundamental, albeit tedious, facets of our work.
Indeed. So we'll take our experience in 895 gil. Yeah, you be on your way. And pick safer spots to work next time. And so a little further up the road, we find an enthusiastic observer. Let's speak with him to take on his quest entitled Floating Like Clouds. The enthusiastic observer needs help retrieving lost plants.
What a sight! An Amphalos sneezed and sent tufts of cloud mallow flying every which way.
But while highly amusing, I'll never be able to gather more and more up alone, unless you're willing to lend a hand.
Sure. Thank you so much. Let's split up and start looking for them. Be on the lookout for fluffy white plants around floating on point and oikos, and bring any you find back here.
Alright, in fact, there's one conveniently close by. Yep, here you are. Here's the first one. Oh, we gotta get 5. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, there it is. There's our second. And someone has a carbuncle mound. Oh, there's number 3. And continue on. 2 up here. Yeah, back within the official territory of Yogurt Land. And find over here. Jeez, how do I carry these all? How do I carry them all? Hello there. Did you find any of the plants?
We did. Perfect! It is such a relief to have them back. A somewhat amateur creator invented the concept to bring more life into the clouds, which is all well and good, but they get blown away far too easily. It'd be nice if they were a bit more wind resistant. We need to know if they can settle in a place without fear of them flying off because some beast breathed on them too hard. Well, I better put them back where they belong before a light breeze undoes all your hard work. Here, take this as thanks for your help. Well, thank you very much. So we'll take our experience, 655 gil, and also some more tank-based hamster curry. So much hamster curry. We are definitely not lacking for it. So up to the top tier to continue on and speak with this forbearing visitor for the quest entitled Taking the Minutes, Kitsis Hyperborea. The forbearing visitor seems to be eyeing you up. Well, aren't you a sweet-looking familiar? Yeah, that's right, it is a guy. Yeah, tell me, to whom do you belong? To Azim, actually. Oh yeah, Azim's are you? She's a goodly sort, wouldn't you say? Always appearing in times of trouble to extend a hand to those in need, and, given that I'm one such, I'm sure she wouldn't mind if I bored you for a bit. A lengthy debate was held in Kitsis Hyperborea regarding the evaluation of creations. Meticulous minutes were taken during said form, which I would like you to fetch for me. A dear friend in Amarat asked for them, you see, and I plain forgot all about it. Now, if you would be so kind, I will send word to the scrivener in charge and ask them to await your coming in front of Peripetia Crystalline, where the documents are being held. Once you have the notes, return here to me. Alright. Let's go find this scrivener. And let's see if he scribbled enough information to be satisfactory. Hello. You're the familiar then? Very good. Here are the records of the form. Careful now, it's a sizable stack of volumes. Try not to drop any on your way back. Oh, we're carrying them. Yeah, we got 2 minutes to carry these books. And considering that I'm underleveled, this is gonna be dangerous. Yeah. Oh, please help me. I'm really hoping to not run into anything. I can only do so much being 6 levels weaker, and also on top of that, only being at 30k HP. Yeah, make it happen and we will get there. So now we just need to make our way up somehow. Can I? Yes, I can. Frame drop. These are the documents I requested? My word, they must have been terribly heavy. Yeah, they were. The friend I spoke of is involved in the operation of Amnesis Anida, a facility which houses myriad concepts, cogitations, and ideas. He's felt that certain procedures, especially the ones concerning living creations, were lacking in information. Thus he sought detailed records that he might fill in the blanks, so to speak. I believe you're owed a little reward for your help. I'll think over what to offer you while I pack my belongings for the journey ahead of me. Come see me at the entrance to Port in Oikos. I'm sure I'll have my mind made up by then. Alright. Right, go. Alright, Mr. Visitor. There you are. I finished my packing and as it so happens, have hit upon a most commensurate gift. Ooh, that's quite a word. There's quite a word in this game. My favorite fruit and freshly made too. Try it. I'm sure you'll love it. Farewell, familiar. Give my regards to Azim. Alright. So we will take our experience, 735 gil, as well as some spiky sea shakshuka for a mage DPS. And so, back into town. Next up, we have a calm observer here. Yeah, seems very calm to me. Let's go ahead and speak with them to take on the quest entitled Naughty Little Ones. The calm observer's colleague has been gone too long. May I ask a favor? A colleague of mine from the Thalasai is overdue to make his report, and I need someone to give him a gentle nudge. He's currently over at Rumination's Ramble, observing some life forms newly hatched from one of our creations. But I'm afraid I'll skew the date if I show up and startle them. A familiar like you, however, should cause much less of a disruption. Would you be so kind? Okay. Let's see what we got. Yeah, they're just full of surprises here, so what kind of crazy random surprise are we going to see as we see a gorilla flying in midair? Yeah, speaking of which... Alright, there it is. Familiar? Can I help you with something? You can, yes. That thing on the right, actually. Oh, time to head back, is it? I was so enraptured watching the young ones frolic that I lost track of time. Come, come, everyone, we really must be going. Doesn't seem they're in a hurry. Still want to play, do you? I guess we shall have to appeal to your bellies then. Would you like to try feeding them? They become much more compliant after eating some of these treats, and they're so adorable when they nibble. I'm sure they are. Hello there. Yeah, rustling is what it's doing. I hope that thing is not going up my skirt. Yeah, take that one. This is creepy. This is insanely creepy. Now it's your turn. Yeah, why does it look like they're trying to go up my skirt? Yeah, you're definitely going up my skirt, that's for damn sure. And ah! Yeah, creepy! Mr. Observer, isn't it fun watching them romp around? Not unless they nibble at your nuts. Here, you can have them. And they really seem to like you. Do you work with young ones often? These babies are aquatic creatures by nature, but we're modifying them to adapt to life on land. They mostly eat marine insects and shellfish, and some of the larger carnivores feed off them in turn. They also carry their eggs on their backs until they're ready to hatch. Fascinating, aren't they? Oh, but that's not why you're here, is it? I really must head back. Yeah, take care of those creepy nankas. Yeah, it's like, dude, that's a bit too much there. If only I started enough points for breathing room on Dragoon. If you hadn't been sent to fetch me, I might have been out there for days. In any case, it's only a matter of time before our creations are approved for release into the wild. I wonder what name they'll receive. Thank you for all your help today. Here, as thanks. We'll take our experience in 815 gil. So the very next quest I get, my Dancer will be at 82. So we'll take it from Mr. Rhodopus. Let's take on his quest entitled Very Familiar Carrots. Rhodopus is harboring a great deal of worry for a colleague who has wandered off. Oh dear, Also, I think this is woman, and it is. Oh dear, I'm starting to worry some. It's my colleague, you see. We heard this horrid screech from a Melanion, and he went rushing off to check what all the fuss is about. I was thinking of following after him, but, well, just look at me. You, however, appear well versed in combat and all such sanguinary escapades. Might you see if aught is amiss and ensure my co-worker hasn't come to any harm? Alright. That's very kind of you to agree to such a request. The last I saw of him, he was racing for the southern end of Calamelios Zephyros. Do you promise to hurry? I'm half afraid he is wound up on the wrong side of some nasty fiend's fangs. Let's hope it hasn't come to that. Go. Yeah, flying by the crazy Melanoid, the Melanian, those weird antler deer things. Speaking of weird antler deer things, yeah, we got some saving to do. Chocobo, come forth! Yeah, everything you got. Oh. It's like, what button am I pressing?
Yeah, I kind of lost track of myself there. Down it goes. Hello there. Yeah, need some help? There, young lady?
That was quite too close to my... That was much too close to my liking. Your timing was truly immaculate. I was quite trapped and would have been gobbled up if not for your timely interference. It was the agitated cries of the Melonian which brought me here. When I arrived to see what inspired such howling, I discovered this fellow being set upon by that raging creature. I didn't hesitate to insert myself into the fray, of course. I should be fine, but it's the familiar for whom I'm most concerned. Could you make sure it's unharmed?
I believe we can do that. Yeah, hello there, little rabbit. Oh, yeah, I think he likes me. The familiar appears free of any injuries, scrapes, or bruises and has left behind a dazzling carrot, as if to say thank you. Deliver the carrot to the long-haired observer. Alright, so we gotta pick it up and just hand it off real quick.
A relief to know they are not too severely injured. Oh my, what is that?
This is for you.
You say the creature left it behind? A striking color for a carrot, wouldn't you say? Perhaps this was its way of showing its gratitude. What a thoughtful creature. And one I've never seen before. Whose familiar could it be, I wonder? I'll perform an investigation upon my return. Now then, shall we head back to Port in Oikos? I am in a rather sorry state and would like to get cleaned up as soon as possible.
Alright, and we'll see you back there. So, on the way back. Yeah, flying over the fate. Yeah. My contribution is not weighted heavily, no kidding. Alright, back to Ropadopus.
How very good it is to see you again. My friend, the one whom you plucked from the very jaws of death itself, is seeking treatment for his wounds as we speak.
Also, that was a guy?
I heard the entire tale. How a rabbit familiar was on the scene. Mistress Fanar was said to be researching one such familiar, or that's the story anyway. Perhaps the one you came across is related to that business? Well, regardless of its origins, it sounded like a rather polite creature, as I was told it left it behind as sort of gifts. Yet I shan't be outdone by a bunny, charming though it surely is. Here you are, a present. It's nothing special, but I hope it proves as scrumptious as the carrots our mysterious familiar bestowed upon you and my colleague.
And in this instance, it's the experienced 895 gil, and some noodles of Elpis, which will definitely help me with my melee DPS. And there we go, my dancer is officially level 82 and gains enhanced technical finish. And then there was one. Shining just outside here, we have Arena, and what looks like to be a pair of cats. Well, yeah, I think we found our resident creepy cat lady. Now she has 3 with me around, so let's speak with Arena to take on... Oh, should you choose to undertake this quest, know that guidance from the journal duty list and map will be limited. You need to read the text carefully and decipher the clues to determine your course of action. Ooh, it's one of these. So, let's take on the quest entitled Familiar Forces Familiar. Arena is hoping to conduct a test.
Can you spare a moment, familiar? I'd like to gauge my own familiar's capabilities against yours. See this one's big blue eyes? They're especially sensitive to ethereal emissions.
Also, there's more cats. You are a crazy cat lady.
As for part of my testing, I propose a race between the two of you. I've imbued a Gamelia bloom with a unique trace of ether. Whoever finds it first is the winner. I suppose it won't be much of a contest unless you can see the ether as well, so I'll lend you a crystal which will allow you to detect its presence.
Alright then.
If the flower is nearby when you use it, the crystal will emit a brilliant light. The further you are from your prize, the less dazzling this glow will be. Let me know if you require further instruction. Now let the competition begin.
The destination for this objective will not be displayed. Yeah. Use your guiding crystal to pinpoint the location of the Gamelia bloom. Ready, steady, go. Flowers in here, but you may be on the right track. Still goes warmly. Is it down there somehow? It keeps smelling warmly, so I'm hoping I'm close. Geez, how much does it take to lose the trail? Yeah, it says I may be on the right track, but it doesn't say that I am. Yeah, this could take a while. Hopefully not too long. Oh, now I have wandered too far. Yeah, now I have officially wandered too far. Is it somewhere around here? Apparently the right track is anywhere within 260 degrees. Yeah, I'm just gonna be covering swaths of land and trying to figure out where the heck this place could possibly be. Yeah, I really hope that I'm not stuck at this for a while. Because yeah, I keep getting warmly. It's like the range is so broad as far as letting me know that the trail is warm. Now it shines brilliantly. The flower must be nearby. But I have to fight for it. Oh, there it is. I see it. There you are. Yeah, that cuts such a wide swath. That really cuts such a wide swath. Bring it back to Erina. Yeah, I could have spent hours on that. Easily. Alright, Erina. That was certainly quick. Did you find the room already? Yeah, it took a while, but we got there. Incredible! I've never seen such a talented familiar. Speaking of which, mine seems to have been distracted. I suppose that's only natural considering its feline traits, but it honestly seems like more like a pet than a proper familiar at times. Well then, I believe you deserve a reward for your victory and for your assistance with my testing. Be sure to convey my gratitude to your master as well. And so we'll take our experience and our 655 gil. And yeah, you have fun there, Miss Erina, with your crazy cat lady familiars and all that. Yeah, you have fun with those. Alright, so there we go. We have completely cleaned out now all the Elpis side quests. So obviously the only thing left for me to do is complete the map here. But I can do that off camera and I can move on to what we're going to be doing next time. Because, yeah, I was thinking that this was going to be quick enough that I could have enough time to do the stuff over at Limsa Lominsa, but it's just so late now that there's not much point in me doing it tonight. So, we will leave the side quests in Limson Minsta for the conclusion of the melee DPS for tomorrow night instead. And I hope I'll see all of you guys then. And after that, we will be returning to the main story, which means we have to go back to Garlemald because it seems like Mr. Fortuno may be on the verge of chowing down on some humble pie after we basically had to save the people he was trying to save. So, we'll see how that unfolds tomorrow night. So, with that, I'd like to thank everyone for watching the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV live here on Twitch. I'll see you guys back here again tomorrow night. Oh, hey there, Urzel. Yeah, you got in right at the very end. But yeah, you'll have to come and join me again tomorrow. So, thank you very much everyone for watching, and until next time everyone, may you ever walk in the light of the crystal.